Hello friends, welcome back to SI Technologies. Today we are going to discuss another SQL interview question. The question here, the major question here, let's get into that question. So the question here, what are the differences between NVL, NVL2 and COALESCE? So these are three functions which we are discussing. One is NVL, NVL, another is NVL2, another is COALESCE. How it is useful? How it is useful as part of day-to-day work. Okay, let's get into what are the differences as well as how it is useful as part of your day-to-day work. So, which use case you are going to work on what? Okay, so first thing is let's get into first SQL. Okay, now let me go ahead and erase this. So here, first of all, what is NVL? NVL is the one, what it does. NVL is going to, for example, NVL function, what it does, it is going to replace the null values. It is going to replace the null values, with default value. Okay, for example, let me show you in a simpler way. Okay, for example, here, select, let me take select NVR. Okay, NVR. Let's go ahead and show the table, then I'll go with the example. Select star from employees. Okay, select star from employees. So let me select this and I'm executing this. Okay, so here I have given E twice. Okay, so here you can select it and then you can go ahead and you can see here. Now try to understand. Here, if you understand, right, in the commission percentage column, you have a null values as well as you have even values as well. Now, when we go with the null values, wherever null value is there, I wanted to populate as 0. This is the scenario which I see it. Okay, I wanted to do that. So people, whenever you wanted to do that, right? If there is no value within that particular column, we have to keep it some default value. Scenario is very simple. Okay, scenario here, scenario. Okay, scenario one. If we have null values, okay, okay, they are asking if we have null values in the commission percentage column, commission percentage. Okay, if the value is missing or value is not there, then in commission percentage, just populate as 0. Okay, just populate as 0. That is what they are expecting. How can we do that? Very simple. You can go ahead and you can present it like this in NVL2. Okay, let me keep it original column as it is first. Okay, then we'll go with the after changing, before changing. Okay, how the data look like, we'll see. Now commission percentage is, okay, commission percentage, it takes two parameters. Here you are passing is a 0. Okay, new column. Okay, just I'm looking at a new column. No, employees. Now if you observe here, now you can see here, previously it was null value. If you wanted to replace null values with the default value, you can use the NVL function. Sir, what about the NVL2? How it works? Okay, how it works. Try to understand this NVL2. Now let's get into NVL2. It takes three parameters. Okay, it takes three parameters. Okay, what are the three parameters? Let me take here into here. So basically, what it takes, if the NVL, it is nothing but NVL2 is nothing but it is the extension of NVL function. So here you are going to have a column. Okay, if the value is expression, okay, here you are going to have a column or expression. Okay, if the value is not null, okay, then you can perform this particular operation. If the value is null, then you can go ahead and you can perform this operation. Let me show you the simple example, then you will understand. Okay, let me take the same scenario. Okay, scenario 2 is here. Okay, scenario 2 is here. The requirement is if you have a null values, okay, then replace with the default value as 0. If default value as 0. If you have a value, if you have any value within the column, okay, if you have any value within the column, then go ahead and populate with, go ahead and populate. Okay, go ahead and populate 1. Populate as 10. Okay, 10%. Okay, this is the thing which you have to perform. How can we do that? Very simple. Select. Okay, let me copy paste the column name here. Column name here. So here, this is the original column. Now you are performing the NVL2. NVL2. What is the column name which you wanted to get it? You wanted to get a commission percentage. Now, if it is not null, then what we are expecting, what they are expecting as part of requirement, they are expecting as 10. Okay, or you can mention as dot 10%. Okay, you can mention simply as 10. Okay, now, okay, if it is a null value, then populate as 0. So if it is a non-null value, then go ahead and populate as 10. If it is a null value, go ahead and populate as 0. That is what they have given. So using NVL2, we can do that. That is nothing but we can mention as a new column here from employees. Now you can execute this query, then you will see. Okay. Now you can see, right? Wherever null value is there, then you are seeing 0 value in the new column. Okay. Wherever value is there, wherever non-null value, wherever value is there, then we are populating as 10. This is the difference between NVL, NVL2. Okay. The major difference is NVL is having, okay, NVL takes 2 parameters. Okay, 2 parameters. Okay, 2 parameters. One is expression, okay, nothing but expression or column name and default value. When it comes to NVL2, okay, NVL2, it takes 3 parameters. Okay, 3 parameters, and it is going to take expression or column name. Okay, column name, and not if it is a non-null, then populate some default value. Non-null, column is not null. Okay, then populate the some default value. If it is a null, populate the some default value. That is the difference between NVL and NVL2. NVL and NVL2. What about the COALESCE? Okay, COALESCE is nothing but it is going to identify the first non-null value. It is going to identify the first non-null value. Okay, first non-null value. Okay, it is going to identify the first non-null value. Okay, sir, what about if I have everything is a null? Okay, suppose I have 3 columns. Okay, 3 columns I have. All the columns are having a null. What it is going to return? It is going to return. All 3 columns are having null. Okay, then what it is going to return? What is the output? It is going to return as an output as null value only. Null value. So what is the real-time scenario when you are going to work with the one of, can you please tell me what is the real-time scenario? How it works with COALESCE. So very simple. Whenever you are going to go with this scenario, okay. So some scenarios in ETL part. Okay, some scenario. Let's take it up scenario 3 here. So, for example, you have multiple sources. Okay, multiple sources. Then first source is having, okay, 2 sources are having, okay, 2 sources are having some common columns. Okay, common columns. Like, let's take it up. Okay, employees table itself, it is coming from source 1. Okay, source 1, and employees table is coming, employees underscore 1 table is coming, source 2. Okay. Now, what is the thing is, okay, what is the business logic is, suppose, okay, the requirement, suppose if we get the first name, okay, first name in source one. Okay, then populate source one. Okay, source one. If we have null value, if we have a null value in source one, okay, first name is having null value in source one, then go ahead and populate the source to first name. Okay, source to nothing but a employees one table name in table. Okay, what is the column? What is the column we have? First name column. So simple. Okay, if the priority will be there. Okay, in employees table we have first name. Employees one also we have a first name. Okay, but if employees one table first name column is having null value, then we'll go ahead and we'll take the another option. That is nothing but a employees one table, and that we are going to take the first name column. There is a priority. Okay, what is the first priority? First priority is employees table first name. Okay, first name. Okay, if it is a null, then go ahead and take the second priority will be employees underscore one table. Okay, employees underscore one table and first name. We are going to take it up. If both are null, then populate. Again, they are going to give the requirement, then populate the null value for time being. Okay, this is the requirement. Okay, this is the requirement. Then populate the null value. How can we do that? How can we do that? Very simple. Okay, simply you can write it up. Select. Okay, select COALESCE. This is the COALESCE function. So here what you have to give? You have to give E1 dot first name. Okay, E1 dot first name, comma E2 dot first name. Okay, E2 dot first name. Okay, and if there is no value is there, then what it is going to return? It is going to return some default value. If all columns are having null value, okay, then what we have to do that? In that particular case, okay, we can pass some default value. Okay, we can pass some default value. What we can pass it? We can pass it as a some like SR. Okay, you can pass it up like this so that it will work. Okay, it will work this particular way. Okay, employees okay, join employees underscore one. Okay, underscore one on E dot. Okay, E1 dot nothing but E dot. Here you can write it up. E1 dot. Okay, E dot employee ID. Okay, E2 dot employee ID. Okay, this is the real-time use case which you can use it as part of your day-to-day work. Okay, as part of your day-to-day work. This is the way you have to use the COALESCE. So let me make it simplify. Okay, so NVL, to summarize it, NVL, it takes two parameters. Okay, two parameters. Okay, and NVL2, it takes three parameters. Okay, three parameters. So three parameters. And COALESCE, it takes n number of parameters. COALESCE, it will take n number of parameters. So it will identify the first non-null value. If all are null values, you can pass some default value. Okay, for that particular thing. So in a simplified, NVL is the one which is going to replace the default value. If it is a null value is present in that column, we are going to pass it as some default value. NVL2 is nothing but it is an extension of NVL. Okay, here we are going to have three parameters. If the column is not null, then we can pass even some default value. If it is a column is null, then we can pass it as some default value. COALESCE is nothing but it is going to check first column is null, second column is null. If it is going to identify the first non-null value, it is going to keep that particular value. To make it much more simpler, let me keep it create table COAL COALESCE poll, and then we'll keep it some ID. Okay, maybe some of the folks will ask me again. Okay, in the comments. Okay, let's take it up here. Okay, here ID, comma, ID, comma, ID, comma, ID1. Okay, and number here. Okay, number. Let me run it up here. Let me create this. Okay, let me create this. Table is created. Now let me show you with the insert into. Okay, insert into this table. Okay, little bit of whole table values. Okay, first one I'm passing is a empty. Second one I'm passing is a 10. Okay, 10. Now it will go with the second case. Okay, first one I'm passing is a 20 here, and second case is I'm passing as a null value. Okay, and third case we are going to pass both are null values. Okay, both are null values. Let's see here. Let's see here. These are the data which we are ingesting into that particular table. Now we have inserted. Now we have inserted select star from COAL. Okay, we'll see the data, then we'll apply the COALESCE function. Now here we are going to apply COALESCE function. Then we'll see the output. Select. Okay, select COAL. Okay, this is COAL ESC. Okay, COALESCE, and then here we are going to apply ID1 comma ID underscore ID comma ID comma 1. Okay, now I'm going ahead and I'm going to pass it as a COAL. Okay, try to understand this. Now how it is going to look like. Okay, now you see here. Now you see here. What is the first? What is the? Let me execute both. Okay, then you will understand. See here in the first output, this is the ID1 first row is having. First is null value, second is 10. And second row is having 20, and second row is having null. And third is having null. Okay, if you observe, first case, we have a first non-null value. What is that? 10 is the first non-null value. Second case, what is the first non-null value? 20. And third case, you are having null. So it is passing as a null here. Now, if you wanted to pass some default value, okay, let's see that. Now you can see 10, 20, and default value, which is associated. If all columns are passing as a null, all columns are having null value, then you can pass some default value. This is the way you have to explain about this particular. What is that? NVL, NVL2, and COALESCE. You have to explain this. So that's it on this particular NVL, NVL2, and COALESCE. So this is the way you have to explain this particular question. Thanks, guys. Thank you. And please share and subscribe the channel and share with others as well, so that they are going to get benefited out of it. Thank you.